Turkey is in a quandary. As Assad pushes into Idlib, there's an increased refugee exodus. These refugees are going towards Turkey. Turkey is already struggling with the economic burden of the refugees, and it believes that the more refugees who enter Turkey, the more there will be an economic burden. And this has already had political implications. It was a hot topic in the municipality elections. Even Bin Ali Yildirim and other AK party leaders actually suggested that they would send the refugees back home in a bid to try to win votes. In other words, it's a recognition that anti-refugee sentiment is on the rise in Turkey. And this is why we see Ankara very disturbed about what's going on in Idlib. It's not about the tragedy of Idlib itself. It is the impact of the tragedy of Idlib on Turkey's economic and security concerns. And Russia knows this. Russia knows that Turkey is in an isolated position. It's in a very difficult position. And Turkey recognizes that it's in a very difficult position. So much so that it is willing to call upon the very NATO allies who were antagonizing it for so long. It is now calling on France. It is now calling on Germany. It is now calling on US Patriot missiles. And this is why when we see Turkey today, it's a policy of damage limitation. Think about it. If Turkey brings France and Germany in from the cold on Syria, something France desperately wants to be involved in, Turkey doesn't actually benefit anything. Bringing France into the Syria conflict doesn't mean that France is going to make concessions for Turkey in the Eastern Mediterranean crisis. It's not going to make concessions for Turkey in Libya. In fact, by going up against Russia, Turkey will now find itself increasingly isolated in the Eastern Mediterranean and Libya. Because when you look at the East Med, for example, where you have Italy, Cyprus, Egypt, Israel, UAE, Haftar in Libya, and France, all antagonizing Turkey, all ganging up on Turkey on the Eastern Mediterranean, the only viable ally is Russia. And this is why when Russia sees that Turkey is calling on these NATO allies, instead of being deeply concerned, Russia will see this as an acknowledgement that Turkey is in the weak position. And this is why when we look at what's going on in Syria today, this beef between Turkey and between Russia, it may be that Turkey agrees with Russia, but whichever solution Turkey pursues, Turkey is going to lose something. If it brings France and Germany, it loses in the Eastern Mediterranean. If it agrees with Russia, it loses the Syrian public opinion. And if it does nothing, it loses its ability to influence events.